Hey, my name is Sam Johnson and I am a voice teacher. I'm going to be reacting to and analyzing Nothing But Thieves performing If I Get High live.
I'll meet you at the divide to break the spell.
Cool, so he starts in this very, very light place. It's not got any weight to it at all. It's not just that it's quiet, it's that it's light. And then on the next phrase, he leans into that same place, but he doesn't add too much weight. He adds a little bit, and that's why you hear it just get a little bit tight, but he's keeping most of it the exact same as the easy phrase right before, and then just making it a more intense sound. On the phrase before, he did go to a really light, kind of breathy place near the end of it, but I think that the place that he started the phrase in, that really clear, soft upper area, that's what he's relying on and he kind of can use that first phrase to test the waters and make sure that this next phrase is going to work really well, or not even to test it, but just to prepare for it, to set it up, because if you're doing everything well right before you even start doing hard things or high things, then you don't have to make adjustments when you get to high things.
A point where two worlds collide, and we're
I like that onset. It kind of slid into it. There are three types of onset. There's breathy, there's glottal or muscle, and there is a balanced onset. Those are the main three that people talk about. So if we start with breath, it goes, ah. The air starts first. If we start with muscle, it starts, If we start balanced, it's, He started kind of between muscle and balanced. All of this is it's a gradient, it's a scale, nothing's absolute in singing. But he started it with a little bit of a slide in, with kind of a vocal fry type sound. It wasn't completely vocal fry, but it was approaching that kind of approach. And that helped him thin out his vocal folds before he even started really phonating.
and we run, 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 till we break through. If I get high,
That's pretty.
if I get high enough, I'll see you again.
It's no effort at all.
I fill my lungs every night.
That's one of the first times that you hear a really sudden flip rather than a more gentle thinning out. You can hear the moment where his vocal cords kind of separate, where they stop holding on. It's for effect, he's choosing to do it, it's just this is how you do it. And then when it goes up into that higher place, it becomes a lot breathier. It's kind of harder to control, but he's making such small sounds that it doesn't matter very much. He doesn't need a lot of control up there.
Now I'm turning.
And then he goes back to a place that's a little easier with that. A bigger place.
And if I do this thing right,
And then he flips it again the same way.
I'll dream of our skin.
So that's an E. It's right in the middle of most guys' first bridge. A bridge is a place in the voice where feelings kind of change. So it might move from your chest up into your head, or something just changes a little bit about how it feels. This is right in the middle of one of those events for him. He's kind of pulling up to it, but it still has enough ring and enough easy sound that it sounds like he would still be able to go higher. Like he would be able to take that sound and pull it up a little bit higher. And to me, that's one way to tell if it's singing in a balanced place, because if it sounds like that's kind of the extreme and we're only at an E, that's not balanced. But it sounds like he's just adding a little bit of heaviness, a little bit of a imperfect vowel to it. He could still continue going up higher because he's not completely throwing out everything that he's doing. He's just making it a little bit gritty with the sound of adding a little bit of extra tension.
Oh, and we run, and we run, and we run, and we
And now this is great, and he's going higher.
run, and we run, till we break.
flips it, but he's proven that he can go back and forth between it. So the flip is a choice, not a necessity.
If I get high, will I see you again? Will I see you again? If I get high.
Yeah, it's not high, it's high. And you can hear how, in my voice, I'm sure you can hear how it changes between those two. If I do a bigger high, a kind of wider one, maybe that's the sound that I want, but it's harder. And for me, I just like singing whatever feels easiest. Singing can get way too hard if you just let it get hard. But if you make that vowel adjustment, it automatically becomes easier. And that's really all it is just letting it go into a little bit narrower sound.
If I get high, if I get
I liked that. As it went on, it got a little bit intense. The way that he was holding it wasn't so free that he could just hold it for like 30 seconds and not start feeling some of this tension. So you can tell that he's holding on to this feeling that worked really well for the beginning, and it is a very successful sound. It's just like not quite as helpful for endurance because it got so intense. He has found a place that is right in between, that he can do successfully, that he can maintain and repeat, because that's the most important thing, is being able to repeat things on command. And he's not going so far into it that it's throwing out everything. He's just going far enough that we get this effect of, oh no, it looks like he's really passionate about it. And honestly, he probably didn't think of any of this. Like any of the stuff that I'm saying right now, I doubt that it's a concern for him, and it shouldn't be. His concern should be just telling the story and letting the passion of whatever he's trying to say come out. And that's showing. But at the same time, he's practiced it. It's not like this is just coming out of nowhere and he didn't know how to do this and then he suddenly opened his mouth and he could do it. That's not how singing works. People figure things out and they practice it, whether or not they have voice teachers or people outside who are giving them guidance. That's what happens. It's just some people luck out and learn how to play their instrument better than other people. But however he's approaching it, it seems like he's found this really nice balance that allows him to get really intense and really passionate and have that kind of sound, that almost gritty, almost on the edge sound, without it falling apart.
and we run, 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 till we break through.
And that flip is kind of soothing, honestly. Like if you've just spent all of this time up here and you have a little bit of extra weight or tension or just strain into it, going into this flip, you can kind of reset everything and then come back in a nicer place, because it's kind of the polar opposite. If 100% air is coming through, it's just, if 100% muscle is coming through, it's like you're lifting something really heavy. You're going, and no air is coming through. What he's doing is kind of going to this super extreme of not very much air coming through, and that's where he's getting this tighter sound, and then this other extreme of just tons of air coming through, but it's a lot more relaxed on this side, and so he can use this extreme to find the place in the middle, and then he comes back in and he's not pushing and he's not too light. It's just a nice place in the middle.
Oh, we run, and 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 we run.
And then it's a little extreme, and then he'll probably come right back to it, to that place in the middle. Or it'll end. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Go check out the description below where I have links to my Patreon, my Instagram, and my website, where you can go if you're interested in signing up for a voice lesson with me over Skype or FaceTime. Thank you.